Voters aged 18 to 29 voted for Mamdani 78% over the other two candidates. Voters in the next demo, 30 to 44, went by 2/3 for Mamdani. So that means basically 75% of the electorate under the age of 44 voted for Mamdani. Why?
Why? I mean, I too want free stuff. What's the saying when when I saw that $2,000 tariff refund, I was like, oh, I could take $2,000
Yep.
per member of my family. And my 12-year-old, actually, she was so cute. She's like, or we could use that to pay down the national debt. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no. If you've got her already trained up in the way you want her to go, but no, take the $2,000 because that's the last thing the government will give you for free.
I know, I know. So I mean, yeah, who doesn't want free stuff? The saying is, if you're okay, you're gonna have to help me with it because I'm terrible at sayings. If you're young and conservative, you have no heart. If you're old and liberal, you have no brain. Right?
That's correct. Yep, that's
I got it
Winston
right. There we
Churchill
go.
originally, but you got it right. Yep.
Yes. So I mean, that's
But
what it is. They want free stuff. They don't realize there's no such thing as a free lunch.
I just am so disillusioned. I wrote one of the purpose of the column tomorrow, which you and Seth are mentioned, is that people who have platforms need to platform people under the age of 45. And I listed like 10 of them, you know, Guy and Mary Catherine and you and Seth and Matt Continetti and Ben Domenech, people I have on my show all the time, because people from 18 to 44 are much more likely to find and listen to you than they are find and listen to me. And the reality is my demo is probably 45 to 65, the heart of my demo. I got shoulders on either side, everybody does. But do you think there's hope for this generation, or do they have to fail miserably with socialism and communism before they realize it does not work?
I mean, yeah, I think there is hope. I wouldn't have had six children if I thought everything was hopeless.
Uh,
Having children is an expression of hope in the future. But there is a shocking amount of ignorance among people of my generation when it comes to the fact that socialism has indeed been tried before. We've gone down this road many a times in many a places, and it doesn't ever end well, nor has it ever ended well. And I think a lot of this is poor education. And I'm going to put a little bit of this on the shoulders of your listeners too, because I think a lot of people of our parents' generation thought they were sending us to school and we were getting edumacated, or we were getting
yeah.
educated. We were in fact getting edumacated. We did not receive an adequate education in these kinds of things. Some of us learned how to do math and reading sufficiently. Our children are not learning that in school sufficiently. But all of these life lessons are not ever being imparted to children. And I think a lot of parents of our parents' generation kind of figured it would happen by default, and they could sort of sit back and by osmosis their kids would learn things. But you have to talk to your children. You have to educate them in your beliefs so that when your 12-year-old hears that they're sending tariff checks, she will say, what about the national debt? That doesn't
Yep.
happen by accident. You have to have these conversations with your kids.
Do you also think the decline in traditional religion has something to do with the rise in the belief of socialism, which is itself sort of a Marxist god? It's a belief system. And
Yeah.
if you're committed to a belief system, you go all in.
Yeah. No, I do. I do. They're so desperate to find something that gives them meaning and gives them a sense of community and belonging. And especially post-COVID, I think, when we ripped kids and teenagers and 20-year-olds out of their community and we told them sit in front of a screen and that's your socialization for the next 3 years. Of course they didn't turn out okay. Of course that they're craving belonging. And when Mamdani comes along and he's like, I'm going to give you free stuff and we are all in it together, all of these, it is a sense of faith that these people have that he's going to achieve the miraculous and that they're going to be part of something bigger than themselves. And so from an intellectual perspective, I see the allure of someone like Mamdani.
And my answer, and I'll get your quick commentary on it, is that they're getting their information from 1,000 different places as opposed to 3 channels or 4 channels and 5 newspapers, and they don't read books. So we got to promote people whom they might actually listen to, like the momwars.substack.com. Otherwise, they'll never get anything, right? I think
Yes.
media is broken beyond it's not broken. I mean, there's just too much of it. They can't pick.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell the difference between Candace Owens and Ally Beth Stuckey, for example.
Yeah.
But we on the right, and there's been a lot of talk of that this is infighting or not. And I don't think it's infighting. I think we need to choose who our players are. And for me, I'm going to go with Ally Beth Stuckey over Candace Owens, who I think is having a mental breakdown. But we need to gatekeep a little bit, and we need to say people like Ben Domenech. He's a good, interesting, smart, captivating voice for young men on the right. Losing Charlie Kirk was an absolute tragedy because he was that. And so we need to be promoting the good ones, and you do that every day on your show. But I mean, we need to see that en masse.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.